All right, let's get it. Foot on the line, watch your step. We're back with another one with with our shooting guard tier list. For most part, everybody's is pretty much the same. But I mean, we do got some disagreements. And Caleb, let's start off with that, man.
All right. Well, first off, we got some role players. You know, these guys are all kind of unanimous. You feel me? So we got to start out. We got Wes Matthews of the Bucks. You know, just 3-and-D. He don't really do nothing else. He's just kind of there. Fifth man on the team. But I mean, I don't think anything much more of him at this point in his career.
Definitely.
Older.
Wes Matthews. We're just gonna. I liked him a lot on the Pacers. I feel like he's a big part of that Bucks. But can you put him more than role player?
I don't think so.
Good. He's a good. So yeah, he's pretty solid in a role player role.
Yeah, I can't see him doing anything else. I mean,
if you think
no playmaking ability, none of that. So, role player. That's about as far as I'm going.
But if you think about it, though, Jay Richardson is also a 3-and-D type of player.
Yeah, but Jay Richardson averages 18 and Wes Matthews averages 5.
Oh shit, for real? Is it that?
I was just like, you know what? We just described Jay Richardson.
We did.
Athletic as hell.
But yeah, Jay Richardson's athletic.
Athletic as hell. Defense, bro. It's really there. Got the ability to.
I didn't hear any of that.
You're gonna have to cut that out, Josh.
I saw Josh over there trying to fake it. He was like, "Oh yeah, yep. I guess I can see it," and he'd be like, "I hear shit."
I heard the gist of it though. I heard the gist of it. It all came through. It came through mainly. You know what I mean?
All right, that was funny. I gotta give you that. That was funny.
All right.
But, I mean, a lot of the role players, we're going to, like, fly through them.
Yeah,
honestly.
they're all kind of the same. I mean, it's like Bryn Forbes. I mean, he's not 3-and-D, but he's 3.
Yeah, low-key, Bryn Forbes, I almost put him as scrubs. Like, I know he's a Spur, but, like,
you could argue it.
He's good. It's just that, you know, I guess he is a role player. You know, he's there. He spot up, shoots.
Like, if his percentages weren't good, I could put him in scrub. But, like,
I wish I do.
I don't think it's a scrub, though.
I mean, yeah, he's not really a scrub. It's just that he doesn't have as much of an impact as I want him to.
I think he'd be a lower tier role player.
Yeah. If we were, like, ranking role players, he would be, like, the bottom of the role.
Like, if he was on my team, he would be, like, my 8th man or something like that.
I mean, we got better candidates over there for bottom tier of role players.
Yeah. So we got Kevin Huerter from the Hawks.
I think he's a pretty good rookie right now, honestly.
He's
not really a rookie. Second year.
I
definitely, but shit. The Hawks in general just need to step it up.
Yeah.
Hawks in general just.
He's good alongside Trae Young, though. Like, he's a good shooter.
Their defense matches.
I don't know about his defense. I haven't really paid attention.
It's bad. It's bad. He can shoot, though.
Everybody on this role player. I mean, he can shoot, though.
I don't know about Avery Bradley. We can go to him next. He can't really shoot like that.
Avery Bradley, he'll knock down some open shots. For sure.
He will. He'll
but like
corner.
he's an average shooter. From the corners, yeah, he can hit the corners, but everywhere else, it's kind of tough.
Shit, I can't.
He didn't fell off a lot here, unfortunately. But he still give you some defense, and he's an okay enough shooter.
These would have been easier, like, if we did them in, like, A through, like, just the regular tier order, because when you add solid starter, fringe all-star, and all that, it makes it harder for me. Like, I got to think about it more. But when I think, like, C tier, A tier, D tier, then it's just easy like this.
My thing is, like, I put the extra ones in because, like, I felt like some of these dudes would be in the same tier, but like they don't belong in the same tier. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
if we did that, I feel like, let's say like Jaylen Brown and Josh Richardson would be in the same tier, but like they don't belong in the same tier. Like you feel me? Type of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I put the extra ones in for like more clarification.
Hey, you hurt me. You hurt me a little bit, Caleb.
Why?
Because I'm not gonna lie. I know Jaylen Brown has been having like the better like seasons, but can we really make it seem like Jaylen Brown is just so much better than Vic? You was really hurting my feelings, bro.
At this moment in time, yes.
Then Victor
But
Oladipo.
we'll get to it.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But I stand on my stance. So we got Avery Bradley. We just did him. Damian Lee of the Warriors. I mean,
he could have been the scrub.
He's putting up really good stats this year, but to be fair, they have a bad team. Ahmad put him in scrub, and the rest of us put him in role player.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know who he was, so just like.
I think he's averaging. He's averaging over double digits. It's just like he's on a bad Warriors team, so like I don't know.
Right.
And it's on solid efficiency, but like if he was on another team, I don't think he would be doing the same thing.
Right.
Like his numbers say solid starter, but I don't think he is.
Okay. Who's the next one?
Who's that? Last role player, Svi Mikhailuk from the Pistons.
He got a nice name.
He's just like
that's about it.
He's just kind of like Brent Forbes.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's another person just come in, make some shots. And
he's got a little more playmaking ability, but his defense is also trash. But he can shoot. He's a shooter. That's what most of these dudes are gonna be, just shooters. All right.
I want to put
it's almost like they're a shooting guard.
Would it be obnoxious if I went and got a hat real quick?
Is Luke Kennard on this list?
Luke Kennard is not because he's hurt. He would be. He would have been on there, but he's been hurt most of the year.
Okay.
So Svi's in his place.
I mean, Luke Kennard, he's a shooter, I guess.
Yeah, he's not really. He's not. I mean, he's not a forward.
Yeah, he really is though. He really is though. He's
good.
He's a sniper. I'll take him on my team.
Like
I would take him.
My man about to shoot 70% from 3-point line type shit.
Bro.
But
hell no.
You want to go through the solid starters first and then do the in between?
Nah, let's do the in between just in case one of them goes down to role player.
Okay.
All right. So we got Dillon Brooks of the Grizzlies.
I think for Dillon Brooks, I mean,
what's he average? I don't even know.
Let us check.
He goes on spurts. He goes on spurts where
he's streaky.
A dog.
He is averaging 16 points per game this year.
That's pretty dope, man.
Hey, okay. I put him as role player, but I put him as role player, but I mean, 16 points a game, I'll put him up to solid because that whole young Grizzlies team is nice.
Yeah, I feel like he's
when I think solid starter, I think on a championship team, the guy that'll do they'll do the role, but they won't be the best player, right? Like on a championship team, like 16 points per game as shooting guard, as long as you got the other pieces, it's pretty good. So I say that's he's a solid starter. Efficiency is there.
I like Dillon Brooks.
Hey, what's his field goal percentage?
Let's go back. Let's see. He's only 40% from the field, but he's 37 from three, so he's probably just taking a lot of threes.
Right. Okay.
Playing alongside Ja.
Yeah. Get you 3 rebounds and 2 assists as well.
Okay. Because I don't really consider you efficient until you're at least like 44,
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, 44, 45.
I feel like if you're below that, your 3-point percentage has to be pretty damn good. Which it is. So it's fine. Plus, he's decent. He's at least decent at defense.
Right.
Like the rest of that team. Okay. So next we got Duncan Robinson from the Heat.
Sniper game.
He's
sniper game. Sniper game.
Clutch.
Sniper game.
But is he more than a sniper though?
He can. I mean, he can be. But I only see him
when you're solid starter, you can do more than just one thing.
I mean,
right?
if you're good enough at that one thing, you could be a solid like J.J. Redick type of dude. You feel me? But I don't know if he's on that level yet. Because
Okay,
I would
see
consider
that.
JJ a solid starter for sure.
Duncan is like
But to
hella clutch. He's
It is
really
fairly
nice.
clutch.
I think he's
Didn't he
really
have like
good.
a 40-point game this year, or something
he
like
had
that?
there was a game where like 4 of the Heat dudes had like 30 plus or 40 plus or something like that.
That one
Like,
right there.
It was
Yeah.
him,
just
Bam,
didn't
Tyler,
I mean,
and Jimmy.
If he wasn't on the Heat, he probably wouldn't be solid, putting up these same stats. But
True.
Yeah.
but for the Heat, I think he's a solid person for the
Yeah.
Heat.
What's his stats?
He's averaging 13 points per game, 3 rebounds, assists and a half. Oh damn, he's 45 from 3.
Damn.
45, and then 47 from the
Okay.
field. He's
Solid
taking
starter.
yeah, we can bump him up.
Definitely solid.
I didn't realize
45.
his field goal percentage was that good, especially with he's pretty much only taking threes.
The 47 is him when he accidentally has a foot on the line. Foot on the line.
Apparently, like Eric Spoelstra gets mad at him if he shoots anything other than 3, is what I've heard. But like, to be fair,
He only does his role. He's a role player. I don't know.
Dennis Rodman,
I'll
30 rebounds a game.
Begrudgingly comply with you guys, but I want to put him as role player.
I had him as role, but I think I'm okay with moving him to solid.
I want to keep him as role player in mind.
I mean, that's 3.
How do I
guys
remove
on.
Amat from the chat?
Huh?
How do I remove Amat from the chat?
Can't.
I think I can. I think I'll move him. Plus,
you
like,
can mute me though. You can mute me.
the other thing about him is he's also like versatile. Like he can play a few positions. Like he started as shooting guard, but he's 6'7", so he's big enough to play small forward. And I know sometimes in crunch time lineups they put him at the 4, even though I don't know if that's the greatest idea defensively.
I mean, I thought he was like 6'10" playing power forward. They have him on power forward.
6'7".
I was surprised how short he was too. Only 6'7".
Nah,
I think it's just because they keep putting him at power forward that I thought he was so big.
Probably. He's one of those dudes I actually like followed in college, even though I don't watch much college basketball. But
yeah,
I watched him. But next we got Gary Harris from the Nuggets.
Post me up, Eddie.
He's solid. Definitely a solid. To me, he can be a solid starter. Definitely.
He used to be. I don't.
He's
know
from
about
Indy.
anymore. He's had a bad year.
I haven't. From what I know of Gary Harris, he's solid, but I haven't looked up any recent stats or seen.
He's had a really down year for the Nuggets
for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I mean probably Jokic.
He's been declining. Okay, so like
Jokic and Jamal Murray.
2 years ago, he was averaging 17, right?
Yeah.
So this is where I would consider him a solid starter. Last year he averaged 13. This year he's averaging 10.
Damn, he's just dropping off.
But his defense is really spiked up. That's the thing. Like,
well, I mean, his
3-point percentage is still high.
His defense could be a part of a role.
30. His field goal is 33. That's
his field goal percentage is 33.
No, 3-point.
3-point.
Oh,
which is a little below average.
That's still not good. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, and his field goal is 42. He's getting you steals.
Definitely role player. He's role player stats with solid starter defense. That's Gary Harris.
I'm willing to bump him down to role player from what I.
That's where I had him. That's where I
give you that. I give you that. I didn't know he was doing that terrible.
He was a big reason of the Nuggets' slow start. Was him and Malik Beasley playing together? They couldn't, for whatever reason, they were just playing bad together. But our last guy is Terry Rozier.
Solid starter. I give him a solid starter. I like his aggression.
Man, I'm so conflicted on him though.
I've seen him show up in big moments. I've seen it happen.
That's true.
That's why I would give him a solid starter.
Like
I've seen what he did to Eric Bledsoe. I've seen that.
Bodied that man.
I haven't, like I said,
bodied them.
I haven't seen a lot of.
He's averaging 18, 4, and 4.
Okay, I'll give him solid. I put him as role player.
Yes.
I put him as role player because he just seems like he hasn't done anything compared to like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
what he's done on the Celtics.
His 3-point percentage is 40%, guys.
Yeah.
What?
He's shooting well too.
I haven't seen
But
stats. The only thing
He's
I know,
only 2 turnovers. That's not bad.
I just know that one game where he was like 0 of 10 or some shit like that.
I mean, he's
Okay.
the number 1, number 2 option on the Hornets. It's gonna happen.
As long as he's willing to comply, yeah, he's solid starters. Like
Solid starter for sure.
I think it was the game against the Celtics. Wasn't it the game against the Celtics?
It probably was. Him and Kemba both played bad that game. It was funny.
Oh yeah.
They were both struggling.
They were both like, I mean, Kemba was like 1 of 9 or some shit like that. Or not Kemba, but Terry Rozier was like 1 of 9 or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Solid starters. All right, so we moved Duncan and Dillon up, and we got Josh Richardson, who we were talking about earlier.
We also moved Terry up.
Oh, we did move Terry up. I'm stupid. I actually moved him down.
You said Dillon. Didn't we move Dillon up too, or did we move him down?
Yeah, we moved him up too.
Okay. Jay Richardson.
Yep.
Oh, well, I
Rich.
mean, like Wesley
Jay
Matthews, 3 and D, but he's doing a lot more for his team, and he's actually hitting shots and has a better percentage.
He is having a down year though, so like
a down year. Sorry, I can't drop 40. I gotta drop 35.
I mean, he's only dropping 14, which isn't bad though on a Sixers team that doesn't have shooting, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to score.
Yeah.
Right.
Since he's pretty much the only shooter besides Tobias, and I don't even know if I'll consider Tobias a shooter.
Right. I was just going to say that.
I'd give him.
It's kind of funny when Joel Embiid is like the main 3-point shooter on that team.
Some gotta change. But we can talk about them all day.
Al Horford, the main shooters on that team. That's crazy.
Al Horford.
Give me his shots over Joel's, unless we in the paint. But yeah, I think that's a good place for him. I think like a couple years ago.
Role play.
What? You telling me 14 points and lockdown D isn't enough?
What's his 3-point?
That boy clamping up. It's not that great. It's only 33.
Oh, okay. Shit.
But my thing is, he gives you 3 rebounds, 3 assists, which is solid. And then gives you almost a steal and a block a game. He's one of.
He better hang out with Gary after this.
Hey, Caleb.
What's up?
Okay,
I'm about to take a picture of the list.
All right, go ahead.
But
I think it's better, Josh. Wait, do you guys actually have it on your screen? Like,
I have it on my screen. I have my.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm going through it. I'm going through it and putting stuff in.
I feel like it's better if they can see us like debate. I think it would have been better if we had the lists, like all the players before we started, and then as we went debated. Maybe it would have taken too long, but
yeah, I feel like it would take longer. But we can do that at the end where we fill it in.
Yeah,
we'll do it like we did last time. I like how it worked last time.
Next, Caris LeVert.
Caris LeVertical.
Definitely a solid starter. It's not a debate.
I put Caris LeVert as fringe all-star.
I wanted to put him as fringe all-star, but I had to go solid starter on it.
I think he's a year away.
Like he dropped like 50 points after didn't he like break his leg or he had like an ACL tear or something like that?
Last year.
Pacers.
This man's coming back. He's coming
like
back.
60% from the field at that.
Yeah, he's doing so well.
He's really good.
He's one of my favorite players on the Nets.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, he was one of my most improved player picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The thing with it, my main thing is he just had a slow start, but like if I was going based off of only the end of the season, this is true. It's true. I didn't think about that.
His handles are just so good, he's really good for.
He's got potential to be a secondary playmaker type of guy. And he's pretty long, even though he's only 6'6", he's pretty long. Although 6'6"
he's pretty long because he has a vertical.
Oh God.
But he ended up being a solid starter. But I feel like he's at the top. He's probably a high tier solid starter. knocking on fringe.
Okay, I give you that. Definitely.
Next we got Bogey Bogdanovic from the Kings.
Monster.
Also,
Yeah,
he's fringe all-star
He's
though.
like
fringe all-star.
He's like one of the main scoring options.
I don't know. Let's see. He's putting up 14 and a half a game.
Oh shit! Never mind.
It's just
I
all
saw
know
start
about these
him.
people are like when I see it like the next day, and it's like, oh my god, Bogdanovic just dropped 47.
what the problem for him is like
my God, they use that voice. Josh. Oh my God.
Bogdanovic, give me the hot sauce.
The problem with him is just like his backcourt is crowded, so like I don't know if he could be better or not. Because I mean, him and Buddy Hield are splitting that spot.
Yeah.
And they're both just as worthy of it, so
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Solid starter.
Put in Buddy Hield. You have the 3-point champion on your team.
That was funny as
Put
hell.
in Buddy
Bro,
Hield.
Luke Walton gotta go, bro. He's a terrible coach. He gotta go.
That's funny.
There's no excuse to when you're down 3 to not have Buddy Hield on the floor. I don't get it. But, Bogdanovic solid. We got next up, we got Tim Hardaway Jr. from the Mavs.
I don't know how he plays, but
Is he average 18?
I know he
16.
was really good on the Knicks, but then after that,
Solid starter.
Solid.
He's had a pretty good year.
Yeah, solid starter.
He's shooting 41 from 3.
Average 13 or 15, 16. I mean,
Yeah,
he's actually
He's a
I
good
remember
third
him.
option for them.
Yeah,
He
solid
torched
starter.
the Pacers like 28 that one game.
He
It was a
fits
good game, but
well
I
along
think
Luka and Porzingis,
Right. I didn't even when making this tier list, I just went off of initial like, oh yeah, solid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't even think about oh shoot, he has Luka and Porzingis, or oh I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we shouldn't be doing that anyway. We shouldn't like analyze it based on the player alone.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, his play style he's in a good spot as far as.
I just feel like he could like be bumped up if let's say Kevin Durant wasn't on their team or LeBron James wasn't on the Lakers. Avery Bradley probably bump up to fringe all-star or some shit. That's.
I mean, when he was on the Celtics, you could argue
just an
fringe.
example. That's just an example,
But I see what you're saying, though. Sometimes players get held back, which is a good example of our next guy, Malik Beasley, for the Timberwolves. I think he's just a good defensive player, but, like, with Minnesota, he shows that he's a different player than when he was with Denver. That's why I had him up here. Some of y'all had him at role player, but, like, which early on I would agree. But since he went to Minnesota, let's see, in 14 games, he's averaging 21 points.
Yeah, I looked him up. I looked up his stats, and he went from, like, 8 points to, like, 17.
Yeah, he's averaging on the season, he's only averaging 11. But once he went to Minnesota, he's averaging 21 on 47 from the field and 43 from 3.
Oh, yeah.
Giving you 5 rebounds as well. He's a good defender. I just, like, in
for 14
Denver,
games.
Yeah, for 14. I just, like, in Denver, it just wasn't a good spot for their wings, At least in my opinion.
Okay.
But it is a small sample size, so.
That's what I'm saying. It's too
But
small.
those numbers, the numbers he's putting up say fringe all-star. So I felt like I bumped him one down from fringe because of a small sample size.
Right.
Okay.
But personally, I've always been high on him. So even when he was in Denver, I just felt like he could be better than what he was doing.
Right. So we got him at solid starter?
Yeah, he was in that solid starter.
Okay.
Next, we got my main man, Collin Sexton.
Collin Sexton.
He's not my main man. I'm sorry.
I think that's a good place for him to be.
You're about to have to make a big vouch for him.
I mean,
solid starter.
21 points ain't enough for you?
The Cavaliers, like for him being on the Cavaliers, he's putting up a lot. Like he's carrying the Cavs right now. Because Kevin,
I give it to him.
Kevin Love
efficiently.
Kevin Love he's not trying.
He's
not
trying to fight everyone on the team.
Yeah,
right.
But like Kevin Love's not trying the most. Like he's done. He's done with the Cavs organization.
Honestly.
I
give it to him.
He can't do anything except rebound. So
yeah, LeBron left and took.
He got that man a bag. He got that man a bag though.
Oh God. Oh God.
Like people be saying LeBron. People be saying LeBron a bad teammate. He got paid. Come on now. Yeah, Kevin Love paid too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, man, that's crazy, bro.
But
yeah, solid starter. That's good for him.
Yeah, I mean he's trying. It's hard when you get drafted to a bad team.
Hey man, he's putting 20 up on efficient numbers.
Yeah.
I can't ask for nothing else. And like in the last month of the season, he was going off.
Low key.
Because he had a slow start to the year.
Dunking on people.
Low borderline.
On God, whew, that dunk was nasty.
I swear to God.
Low borderline fringe all-star.
Agreed. His defense has gotten better too, at least from what I've watched.
Yeah, because I was watching him get picked up a lot.
Honestly,
early on.
The same thing could probably be said about RJ Barrett too.
Yeah.
I'm not that high on RJ Barrett. I'm still not that high on him. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
I like RJ Barrett actually.
I like him too.
RJ Barrett was projected to go number 1 over Zion, and this man just like fell off.
Because Zion better.
I feel like
freak. Oh shoot!
I didn't hear nothing.
Say that again.
Say that again. What is going on?
You back?
Yeah. Rip.
Oh,
it's kind of frozen a little bit.
I can hear stuff now.
What did you say? What did you say?
Corey.
What'd you say?
What'd you say? You're
say?
talking about RJ. You're like, I feel like, and then it cut out.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I feel like the only reason he was ranked above him was because he was playing with higher competition in high school. Zion was playing at a 2A school, bro. That's like playing for fucking Lighthouse or something like that. Like he was playing at a 2A school with trash competition, and that's why RJ was ranked above him.
My thing with RJ is like I feel like he is in the worst possible spot for his skill set in the league.
Yeah,
like the Knicks have zero shooting around them at all. You got Mitchell Robinson can't shoot worth shit. He can't even shoot outside the paint. Like 5 feet is his range. Julius Randle can't shoot from 3, and he can barely hit mid range.
Hey, I like him. I like him though.
I like him. It's just it's a bad fit, you know.
Yeah.
Kevin Knox is garbage.
He's not efficient. He missed.
He's not a good player.
RJ Barrett was better shooter.
You didn't even say. You said something like.
No, because to this point in his career, Kevin Knox, his rookie year statistically, with the advanced stat, he was the worst player in the league, and his stats have not improved much at all this year, and his defense is bad as well, even though he's big as hell and athletic.
Right, he is big.
Let's see, Elfrid Payton, we know he can't shoot.
Yeah.
His backup, Dennis Smith, he can't shoot either.
How does
the only shooter on the team
for the past 20 years? I don't get it.
What about Ntilikina? Is that his name?
Frank can't shoot. He's
like,
defense
statistically,
only.
After 20 years, shouldn't they just if they just picked randomly, they should
just get a shooter, even if he's not that good of a player. If he can shoot, you know. Marcus Morris ain't there anymore. Wayne Ellington can shoot. Taj Gibson can't shoot. You know, they got one dude who can shoot on the team. He's gonna have a bad efficiency regardless of how good he is on this team.
Right.
And he's a rookie too. So my thing is, I know this is based off of hypotheticals, but if he was on a better team, I feel like he would be doing a lot better.
Right.
But his numbers say role player based off his efficiency.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yep. That's why I'm with him.
Sad demotion.
I just think. No, I mean he's at solid starter based off of our lists. I'm just saying, like, numbers-wise, I can see why you would think role player.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's just him being on the Knicks is just not good for him.
Just talk better about Malik Beasley over RJ Barrett.
I would take Malik Beasley over RJ Barrett at this point in time.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
RJ's not good at defense yet. I think he has the potential to be, but he's not yet.
Yeah, he has the
And Malik's a better shooter.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm trying to win, give me Malik.
I got you.
Who's next?
My boy.
All right, so that's all for solid starters. Now we got some in-between fringe and solid. So, first off, we got Evan Fournier. I had him in fringe.
Fringe.
What?
Fringe, yes.
No,
yes.
hold on.
Yes.
Let me hear the – come on, bring up your points.
Second best player on the Magic.
Fournier?
Yes. Yeah.
He's
solid.
Yeah.
He's averaging 19 on really good efficiency. He's giving you 19 with 47 from the field, 41 from three.
I've seen some 40-point games from him too.
He hits a lot of game winners as well.
Yeah. Definitely a fringe. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's 41 from three almost. 40.6.
40, but
he's an average defender, which if you're putting 19 up, that's all I need is average. He can handle the ball a little bit too. He's not just a spot-up shooter. He can create his own shot. And, like, shooting 41% on a team like the Magic is impressive to me because
right, and let's not forget, he was part of that big run they went on in the playoffs, you know? So
he was one of the few players that actually showed up.
Yeah, so
because I know Vucevic didn't show up at all. To be fair, they game planned to just take him out of the game, so like it was kind of hard for him. But
yeah. I'll give him fringe. That's me.
I like
fringe.
Fournier.
Yeah, me too.
Fringe. Okay. You know what? Let me see.
What's your points against him though? What's your points against him? Why'd you put him in solid?
I don't know. I just feel like he doesn't actually contribute to a team that much. Maybe it's because he's been on the Magic for so long.
Hey, the Magic have been a playoff team.
I feel like part of his numbers is part of him like getting used to the system to where like he does whatever the coach needs him to do exactly.
The Magic's coach is a bad offensive coach.
And like there's like a chemistry and a cohesiveness over time, and naturally you get those numbers. But is it because of him? Like
I think so. I think if
he's
anything, he'd be better in a better system.
Yeah,
because Orlando is a defensive team, and he's a scorer. So defensive and scorer don't, at least in my opinion.
Okay. What do you think, Josh? Josh didn't say anything.
I mean, I don't really know anything about Evan Fournier. I know that he's been on the Magic for like forever, and he's like one of the main scoring options. But the thing about me is that I don't really know a lot of these like average players that aren't really like I know who Evan Fournier is. It's just that I don't watch him.
Mm-hmm.
So until
Monster.
You look up the stats or highlights, I'm kind of in between like everything.
Yeah. Okay, I see that.
Based off of what I watched, I think
I have like my core team, and then it's like after I stick with these core teams and I watch them.
But when I look at the rest of the guys up there, like if trying to get.
Oh no, I agree with that. Go ahead, make your point, but I agree with what you're about to say.
When you say fringe all-star, you think like they have the chance to be up there with like Jaylen Brown and CJ McCollum, and I just don't see him on that tier at all. Like those guys can carry a team. I don't think he can carry a team.
I don't think those guys can carry a team.
He's been carrying the Magic.
Really?
I don't think any of those guys can carry a team. I know Jaylen can't. And Zach LaVine, you see what's happening to him with him carrying a team. They're terrible.
I'm not saying like carry
he's good, but they're terrible.
I'm saying like carry them to mediocre 40 wins.
I don't think any of those players up there can do that. Maybe you could argue Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
so the Trailblazers aren't even going to get 40 wins.
All the ones I think would be able to do that.
Who? The Trailblazers.
McCollum?
The Trailblazers aren't going to get 40 wins this year. The Trailblazers are on pace to win like 30-ish games this year, and he has Dame alongside with him. So there's no way in hell he can get 40 by himself.
That's just a weird concoction. I don't know what's going on over there because normally it's working, and then all of a sudden when it should be working good, it's not working good. So I don't know.
CJ.
Maybe it's just Hassan Whiteside because we always blame him, but
CJ's a number 2 guy all the way.
Honestly, CJ McCollum.
All those guys are.
He hasn't been like declining, but he hasn't been playing as hard as. I'm not saying he's not playing hard, but I'm just saying he hasn't been providing for his team as much as like
he was better last year for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of losing themselves a little bit.
It's just with the losing, they're probably losing motivation a little bit.
Yeah.
And CJ and Dame are probably just like, can we get some help?
That's why I see the argument for fringe all-star for Evan Fournier, but I just don't.
Obviously, CJ is better than Evan Fournier, but I think Evan Fournier is like he fits more with that group of players more than the bottom group of players.
Okay, I see that. Argument. Okay.
I think you could argue him and Karis LeVert are close, but everyone else, I feel like he's pretty decently above.
Karis LeVert's like high solid.
Okay. I'm gonna settle.
Next, we got Shea.
Shea,
I love fight about this one.
I love fight about this much. And
I am very passionate about this placement. But y'all go ahead first.
I don't know. I want to say he's too young still, but
the age don't matter if you're putting up the production.
You're right.
Ooh,
we had Luka, an MVP candidate. He's 19, so
he's putting up 19. Hold on.
And he's
what's 3 points?
He's an elite defender as well.
35. Yeah, and he's a good defender.
He's not a bad playmaker.
He's really slick.
Honestly, he's like an average playmaker.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. He's up there. I just wasn't ready to put him over Oladipo. I wasn't.
I mean, he's not over Oladipo once we get to the rankings. He was on my list momentarily, but I changed it after looking at some information.
Yeah, I would give him for all-star. I just hesitant because he's so young, but I mean, like the stats, I can't fight this at all.
And like his team he's the second best player on a team that's
exactly
the fifth seed, I think.
Team that should have done so badly this year.
Fifth or fourth, one of the two.
That's
which
the carrying
me.
the team.
Shocking.
That's the carrying
me too.
team aspect that I'm talking about, Caleb.
I definitely did not have them in the playoffs, but he's not carrying them though. Chris Paul is the best player on that team.
Like he's contributing when I say carrying a team, I'm saying like
at least the second option.
Him, a lot of it is him.
I see what you're saying. My thing with the Thunder though, they got 4 scorers. They have 4 guys who can give you 15 plus 15 to 20 because they got him, they got Chris Paul, they got Gallo, and they got Dennis Schroeder. And then Steven Adams is really good too, but he's not going to score like that.
Steven Adams probably get you.
I honestly looking at this team, I don't know why I didn't pick them to put them in the playoffs when I made my predictions to start the year, but
because
their bench, I guess.
It's because they're in the West. We wouldn't even have a discussion if this was a East. It's because they're in the West, and with your best player being a player that's on decline, it's just like.
And Chris Paul has had a better season than what he had been doing the last couple. So.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
So I give him that.
Because
you look at them, and then you look at Portland, you like, man, what the hell? Portland should be above them, but it.
At top talent, but they might better overall.
A little bit here.
Yeah. All right. We don't have that much left. We can go through fringe. These are the rest of our fringe. So those 2 were in it. Jaylen Brown from the Celtics.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, nice.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Good defense.
Yeah.
Did you see Jaylen Brown posted his highlights on Instagram?
That was funny as hell. And then one of the dudes was like, bro, come on. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think DeJounte Gray commented.
Yeah, it was DeJounte.
He's like, come on, bro. We all know you're good.
I remember Lance Stevenson doing that based off of a preseason game. Oh, my God. It was so hilarious.
Oh, my God, bro. You can't put preseason highlights up. Come on.
He had like 17 points or something. He put preseason highlights on his – I don't know.
I remember that.
Twitter.
I remember that. That was funny as hell.
Yo, is Lance Stevenson still in the league?
No. He's in China.
No.
Rest in peace.
He was playing in China before they shut down.
Clowning, too.
They're not the only one.
He was probably putting up 30 a game.
Oh, no, he was.
Yeah, 29, 7-1, 31, 7-1, 32, 9-4.
Jesus Christ. I just can't get over the fact that Shane Larkin was the Turkey League MVP and Finals MVP, and he was a third string point guard in the league. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Dillon gives you 20 and 7 with elite defense.
That shows you though. That shows you just how good like our league is, like to where the third string
for sure
players could easily be MVPs in any other league.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. The talent is crazy.
Okay.
Next up, we got Zach LaVine from the Bulls.
Zach Latre. I'm kidding.
That man has been trying so hard.
That man is carrying his
team so badly. He doesn't want to lose,
badly.
but he's on the Bulls, man.
After the Timberwolves, this man has tried everything he's coming off of like an ACL injury too.
He got more athletic. He tore his ACL and got more athletic. Come on,
one
man.
of you.
Man.
Yeah.
Plus that 11 3-point game.
Oh yeah, against the Hornets, and he hit the game winner too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
That man, and his shooting's gotten a lot better too.
Oh, for sure.
Going for a walk.
He's like, I need better connection.
Heck yeah.
Going for a walk. Neighborhood.
But next, Drew Holiday.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Drew Holiday.
Definitely.
He's like Jaylen Brown with playmaking.
This he's one of the best defensive guards in the entire league.
Yeah. Good size.
If
good
not
size.
the best.
Finesse god. He's a finesse god. So.
He's good playmaker. He can be a primary playmaker too.
I wanted the Pacers for so long.
Oh.
And wait, did he ever get his All-Star that he deserved? Or no.
He got an All-Star with the Sixers way back in the day.
What was that, Tori? Sounded like a ghost said, wow. You heard that? You heard that?
Sound like somebody got shot.
Yikes.
Oh, it was a scream? That's what the ghost was? Okay.
Shit, it'd be like that around here.
I'm out on the north side, so like.
Bro, I was chilling, and out my window, I heard some dude on a Tinder date on his phone. Outside my window. I'm fucking, bro, it's crazy out here.
For real.
All right.
Yeah, that man Drew.
So the next one we have CJ McCollum.
We already talked about CJ.
Fringe All-Star.
Good second option.
Yeah. Next.
I don't know how CJ McCollum and Drew Holiday didn't get into like the medium category with Victor Oladipo. Like they could both be All-Stars. I mean, not CJ McCollum, but definitely Drew Holiday.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. Drew's just not as flashy. But I personally don't think Depot should have been in between. But let's talk about Freddie first, though.
I feel like even if Fred VanVleet,
that's clutch, man.
He's one of the main scoring options.
Bucket getter
alongside Pascal. He has like so much hustle too.
Man, the straight bucket.
I think his percentages are low though.
Yeah, but
are they?
His three is high. His three is high, but his field goal is slow. But he also gets you. He's also a good secondary playmaker.
Yeah.
Get you some assists. Yeah. He's averaging 2 steals a game. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
He's 17 and 4.
Pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. Yeah, Freddie's nice. And he's showing you he can do it on the biggest stage.
You're right. He's a champion.
He has so much hustle.
Big part of it, too. Big part of it.
He's really aggressive.
He's low-key probably their third best player that series.
Honestly, if Fred VanVleet wasn't on that team, then the Raptors wouldn't have gotten the championship.
I don't think they would have won because he hit so many timely shots that they needed. They were just they were struggling to score.
Definitely.
He stepped up. He's clutch. Him and Lowry stepped up.
For sure.
So, yeah, I give him French.
So Tori about to die.
that bird is warning you. That's what that bird is.
All right. So let's go to our last in between guy. We got Vic Oladipo.
MVP. No, I'm just playing.
Wait.
I mean, the thing is, before he got injured, like I could tell he was not moving right before he got injured, and then he did get injured. It made sense to me.
My reason.
Go ahead.
And
I think that's why his stats were lower before it happened, and that's what people looked at and try to like put him down. But I'm like, I was fairly confident he was injured or he wasn't feeling well before that.
Yeah.
But
my thing is like before, like 2 years ago, he was an all-star, but I can't really base this off of 2 years ago, at least personally.
Right.
Fine, yeah.
I would say
I understand that.
I would say he's fringe.
That's where I am. Like he's been bad. He's been bad this year. He's been role player or solid starter, but like we know it's because of the injuries. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I just feel like that 1 year. I feel like he peaked. I don't see him getting back to that level. Personally,
things were coming. Like if you were watching those games before the coronavirus thing, like he
was getting a little better.
He was getting a little better.
Yeah, I just feel like the last year before the injury is more of what he is as a player.
Okay.
I feel like that 1 year is fringe.
Okay.
Yeah,
what do we got?
He's a good scorer and a good defender, you know.
My favorite player.
We got
Spider.
Spider. That's perfect. All-star.
Yeah.
I kind of put it. I think I might have put him on superstar just because I like him so much.
Oh yeah.
That's
I was about to put him up there with superstar, but I was like,
But I don't
maybe
care.
eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
He's definitely not peaked.
No, yeah, he's still got.
He's good on defense, good on offense.
I think his defense is a product of the environment, though.
You think so?
Individually, he's as good a defender as people give him credit for.
I think he's pretty good. Like as long as the guard facing is like.
He's not bad. I just feel like
he's too much taller than him.
I just feel like he's average. Like he's not a bad defender. I just feel like his defense looks better because of the team he's on. Because you got Gobert
and he plays
there.
bigger than what he is.
Good defense.
This is true.
Bogdanovich.
Yeah, he plays way bigger than what he is.
Bogdanovich is a good defender. Obviously, Rudy's a good defender.
You got Ed Davis too on backup.
Joe, he's good. Joe Ingles is a good defender. Royce O'Neal's a good defender. Conley isn't anymore, but he used to be.
Right.
And when Rubio was there, Rubio was a solid defender. I just feel like it's not very much load on him defensively. And, like, when he does guard the better players, it doesn't seem like he's making it much harder on them to score.
Yeah. We can all agree that we were all surprised when they said he was 6'1".
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. I'm just like, what the hell?
For real. He plays so much bigger. 6'1" with that bounce?
He looked like he's 6'4" at least, but obviously he's not.
I swear, because he has body to him as well. So
this is true. He's got muscle.
Mm-hmm.
That boy plays big.
He's tall in a weird way.
Same.
A lot of these athletes are like.
Do you think they're bigger?
They always got something that freaks really.
Right.
The general population, like one thing is just to be like super tall, and then they also happen to have like crazy genetics where it's like they're either like super strong, like good reflexes, things like this. So it doesn't take just being tall to NBA. It takes a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Book.
D-Book. I think him
MVP. Damn, it could be an MVP one day, but
maybe. Yeah. I feel like him and Donovan are in the same boat.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same.
They
thing.
are pretty much. They pretty much are.
Donovan's a little bit better of a defender. Devin's a little bit better.
I thought you were saying better player.
No. I'll take D-Book, but D-Book's a little better offensively. Donovan's a little better.
I would like
Donovan.
Nah, give me the percentages and playmaking.
I like Donovan Mitchell over him.
I feel like
Devin Booker doesn't really play defense.
I really like.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell does either. That's what I've been saying.
I really like Donovan Mitchell over Devin Booker.
For real.
But I feel like Devin Booker has more of an offensive impact.
Give me D-Book. He's a better.
Give me Devin Booker.
And he
Devin
can
Booker has-
he can be your playmaker as well.
Devin Booker has more influence.
His playmaking is so underrated.
Yeah, give me Devin Booker.
Well, it's close though. It's not like ridiculous to say the other, but
Right.
I think it's a preference thing. I just like maybe it's a play style thing. I don't really like Devin Booker's play
I feel
style
like
much. It feels like a glass cannon to me.
I feel like he's more in control than Donovan Mitchell. A lot of times Donovan Mitchell drives in and he just doesn't have a plan, and he ends up putting up a bad shot or a turnover. But like
I see that, but
That's how I feel.
you're right, because Rudy Gobert does fix a lot of that. Rudy Gobert does like patch that hole up where he's like goes in, doesn't really have a plan, but Rudy usually fixes it for him. So
plus Donovan did come into a better situation on both ends of the floor, like talent wise.
Right.
D-Book hasn't had much to work with. This year it's a little bit better, but like in general, he hasn't had much to work with. He's kind of had to do it all on his own, even though he's the main focus.
Right.
And he's still being efficient and everything.
okay, so all-star worthy for
That's
sure.
all
We
their
can all agree.
all-stars.
Okay, so Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal.
I like Bradley Beal a lot too.
I like him too.
Yeah.
I don't even think we got a debate.
I like
on
him too.
Bradley Beal. Like definitely superstar. Like with the amount that he's doing for the Wizards.
Yeah, I think it was unanimous. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Unanimous.
It was unanimous. He's a
Not an
superstar.
MVP
And get
not an
all-star.
MVP.
because
Yeah,
he
best.
can't win.
No,
Yeah.
granted his team is hot doo-doo, but
Hot. Not regular doo-doo. Hot.
hot doo-doo. I think he has the worst, probably worst supporting cast in the league.
Bro, once Rui
Nah.
Hachimura,
Nah, it's probably the Knicks. It's probably the Knicks.
once Rui Hachimura develops, it's over.
Yeah, Rui's nice. I like Rui.
It's over.
He is definitely. He is. Big facts.
And if John Wall can come back and be
He's getting
maybe
comparisons to Kawhi.
that's what I heard.
Rui?
That's why their GM picked him. He thought he reminded
I'm on
him
the
of
fence
Kawhi
for
in
Rui
workouts.
still.
I think he's gonna be good. I just don't know how good.
Right.
I don't know. Larry
I don't know what
Bird,
his ceiling is. I feel like he's gonna at least be a fringe all-star player
Right.
at some point, but I
Yeah.
don't know if he can go any higher than that.
I just
Right.
don't trust like when managers or anybody like that says stuff. Because ever since Larry Bird was talking about Willie Cauley-Stein like he was going to be a superstar before it was
That's because
drafted,
Larry Bird is terrible at valuing talent.
I just lost all confidence in all managers. Like
Because
general
Larry
managers.
Bird
Like,
is not a
if
good
Larry
general
Bird,
manager.
the legend,
Right.
That don't mean nothing. Isaiah Thomas was a terrible GM too, and you saw how good he was.
I mean, I guess
Michael
it's 'cause
Jordan, the greatest player of all time, is a horrible GM.
Yep.
Can't
Horrible.
evaluate talent worth shit.
It's so odd how you could be like one of the best
is.
players in the world, but still you can't look at someone else and know if
I-
they're good or not. Like you can't,
Yeah,
you can never tell, even if you're the best. Like
I don't get it either.
man.
It doesn't make sense to me. They be acting like they know better too.
They'd be so
They own it.
confident. They're so confident about it. Okay, so yeah, definitely superstar. He can carry a team.
For sure.
Mhm.
For sure, he can be your number one option with the right pieces around him.
Definitely. Maybe he'll have a
Okay.
few wins under his
Paul
belt.
George.
Wall is there.
PG
George.
He was
last
a MVP
year.
candidate last year.
Yeah, that's where he would have been for
Right.
me last year, but he's
Superstar.
had a little bit of a down year, but like I feel like it's because of injuries.
I put him at MVP, but I mean,
And also try to figure out how to work with.
Why? Yeah, it is kind of different because they don't have a playmaker. They don't really have a primary playmaker, so that could also be part of the reason why.
Their playmaker comes off the bench. It's Lou Williams.
Yeah, that's their best, and even he's not that
Right.
good of a passer. He's okay,
Yeah. So
but he's a scorer.
Right. Definitely.
good
Smooth as
shooter. He's a weird he could kind of play power forward. He plays shooting guard in a weird way, like where he likes to take a lot of contact. He'll like drive at the rim, but he'll like shortstop, jump up over you, and get a little floater to get the contact, foul call. So that's how he likes to play. He's a superstar.
Threes. Yeah, he can play 3 positions too, so that helps.
Good handles, really smooth.
Yeah, his game is just fun to watch. It's just
nice
to watch.
It really is.
That's who I compared Jason Tatum to when he first started playing. That's who I thought he was going to be like.
It's Jason Tatum, Paul George, a little bit of a hitch.
Yeah, I didn't like. Obviously, his jumper is different, but like the play style is similar. I wasn't sure if his defense was going to get there, but now I have a little more confidence in that.
Yeah, they both they're not like the quickest people, but like the moves they do are very effective.
Yeah,
like
they know how to create their space and they can shoot with contests easily.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, obviously Paul George is better, but he a 9-year vet, so.
Okay.
Right.
Our man of the hour.
Only guy.
Candidate.
Mr.
James
40 points.
James.
Mr. 40 point. Oh, Mr. 60 point man.
James double step
Doesn't
back
he have the
Harden
record for the most 60-point game?
Probably.
Mr. 60.
Probably. I don't know off the top of my head, but I would think so.
Mr. 60. Yeah.
This dude's just gonna be a perennial MVP candidate. Last probably 3 or 4 years he's been up there.
Yep. Can't be anything less than that. If he's anything less, you don't know basketball.
Yeah. Would you ever thought though, like 5 years ago,
when he was on OKC? Nah.
No. I'm just saying, like, listen to this. Like, would you ever thought if you told someone, like, oh, yo, in 5 years there's gonna be someone that it's averaging 36 to 40 points per game, and that man isn't a clear MVP, like he's just an MVP candidate. That tells you how talented the other players are, like Giannis, and like I would never believe them. Like, how would they not get MVP?
I wouldn't have either, but when he first showed up in Houston, I was like, he about to, after like his first season, I was like, he gonna be an MVP.
For real?
Yeah. It's just, I was like, damn, he came into that role and immediately he was comfortable. I was like, just wait. Just let him get a couple more years in the system. And then they grabbed D'Antoni. I was like, his number's about to skyrocket.
And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
But, I mean, when he was on OKC, I would have never known.
Definitely.
It kind of makes you wonder, like, what would guys like Manu do if they had their own team, you know?
Who?
Right. Manu,
you know.
Like, it kind of makes you wonder what would have happened had he had been on, like, a situation like this.
What was that face, Josh? Josh went from disgusted to, like, you know what?
He was like, oh, yeah, my boy Manu.
He got a little bit of that zesty lemon in there, and then he was ready to go.
He would do what Tony Parker did for the Hornets.
Nah, Tony Parker was old as dirt when he was on the Hornets. That man was a dinosaur.
You know what's funny is because he was
respectful to the dirt, Caleb.
Out of the trio too, he was like 33, 34.
Yeah, but like once you get to his type of player, you know, a lot of his success comes from system success, but also once he lost his quickness, because he had a couple of injuries around that time too. So once he lost his quickness, it's a wrap.
He had the same injury as Vic.
Mm-hmm. You saw what happened to Isaiah Thomas, man. Once he lost that quickness, them smaller guards, once you lose that, it's done.
It's over,
You can't do nothing.
You need to have a way to get past the trees or you're screwed.
Yeah, you can't do nothing once you lose your quickness as a small dude.
For real. Just like athleticism as well.
Facts.
We're gonna show the final.
Yeah, go ahead and pull that list up, Josh. Screen share that boy.
Bang bang.
Be careful, Josh. Click wisely.
Instead.
There we go.
Okay. So let's start from the top. We got James Harden, MVP candidate.
PG.
Where's Brad Beal?
At the bottom.
And you got Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell.
Yup.
Where did we decide to put Oladipo?
Fringe.
Jaylen Brown, fringe.
Yes.
Jay McCollum, fringe. Shea, fringe.
Zach.
Evan, fringe. Where's Zach? Fringe.
Zach and Drew.
Fred VanVleet, Drew Holiday, and I think that was it for fringe.
Yep, that's it.
And we had Karras, solid. We had Tim Hardaway, solid. We had Terry, solid. Collin, solid. Jay Rich, solid. RJ, solid. Bogdanovich, solid.
RJ,
I think Duncan went up. Yeah.
Duncan went up, solid. Dillon Brooks.
Malik Beasley went up.
Yo, this list is looking suspect right now.
Bosley.
And then the rest were role players, I believe.
Honestly, we didn't have a scrub.
Yeah, we didn't have no scrubs. We out here like TLC.
That's it. Why is Malik Beasley so short? So small?
I don't know. I ain't make this.
He do look small. I said that too, but
his picture tiny. Probably because he's new. They probably because he's new. I don't know.
This is the list. You know, this man Drew could go up here. Shea could go up here.
Hey, you gonna have to move Jalen up at least in second.
What else?
That man Jalen about to get
RJ
all defensive
move up. Terry could move up.
Facts.
Bryn moved down low key.
Facts.
Move that right here.
Facts. There you go. Svi can move back a few.
Right.
I would probably put Gary at the top of role player, honestly.
Okay, bet.
Is there any more final thoughts, guys?
I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Evan Fournier. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is a
Man, the connection's getting
nice,
terrible now.
pretty nice list. You know, you could do this.
Well, I mean,
Right. But,
wait.
Well, we can do that later.
All right.
Hey. We worked this whole time for that. Don't mess
That's good. That's perfect.
Okay, guys.
Stop. Okay. So, I mean, that was pretty much it. We got not a lot of debate, but a lot of debate at the same time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just immediately just bop, you know, because then you guys are like, yeah, like that's nice.
Yeah,
What for other
statistics and stuff.
What'd you say?
I said, yeah, we started bringing up statistics and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about statistics throughout, you know, while we were doing our placements.
Yeah, once you actually look up stuff, it gets better.
I mean, I started my tier list kind of late. You know, we're supposed to do the pod at like 7. I started it at 6, so I didn't really want to look up everybody's stats.
Yeah.
So I was just like, pop. But then like all those people that were like undecided, you know, they moved up. You know, we only had like one person move down, Gary.
Yeah, Gary moved down, and that was it.
And then that was it.
Yeah, mine. I did the same. Like that's why before we did the podcast, I changed my list a little bit. I would move Vic up a spot.
But I think that's it. You know, find out next week. Small forwards.
The outro.
Thank you guys for checking out our job. FOTL podcast. Put it in the line. More of a debate than a podcast, but still a podcast. You know, as of right now, it's debatable. But
debatable. Is that the new slogan? Is that the new catchphrase?
Like always, watch your step. Okay? 86, 83, your buddy Heel. Don't step on that line, cuzzo.
Did Don